Mason's edition. Over the hill, Grahamstown, Baintown, from everywhere they're coming. They're the people's choice, the Saxon superstars.
Hello? Who's in the morning?
Bruce!
Yeah, yo, Jordan, let's finish it. is finishing.
Now we're going to look at the right to freedom of peaceful assembly. Freedom of peaceful assembly is the right to gather for a common purpose. This can be done publicly or privately. It includes the right to participate in assemblies, meetings, protests, strikes, sit-ins, demonstrations, and other gatherings. International law only protects assemblies when they are peaceful. However, an assembly does not lose its peaceful character due to sporadic violence or unlawful behaviors of some individuals. The peaceful intentions of the people assembling should be presumed. No assembly can be banned on the assumption that it may turn violent. This right may not be denied to any one group. It is open to everyone. Even counter-demonstrators have the right to assemble peacefully. Exercising freedom of peaceful assembly should not be subject to the permission of the authorities. States may require notice, but not authorization. Since public peaceful assemblies are held to convey a message, they must be facilitated within sight and sound of their target audience. Under international law, assemblies may be subject to certain restrictions. However, these restrictions must be provided by law and meet a strict test of necessity and proportionality. All limitations to this right have to be justifiable in the interests of national security or public safety, public order, the protection of public health or morals, or the protection of the rights and freedoms of others. Restrictions should never impair the essence of the right. Freedom must be the rule and not the exception. So, to recap, states have the obligation to protect and fulfill the right to peaceful assembly and to take measures that facilitate it, enabling people's capacity to express their opinions. Freedom of peaceful assembly is an important means through which people can exercise their freedom of expression.
Hey, y'all want me to get catchy? They might think I was one of them. Man, I mean, I see with 3 ambulances. I mean, all these police cars and news. Everybody down here, and I think they say there's only 8 of them. Say one boy named Jeff from 8 Mile Rock. I know that's the name they call. I know nobody, so y'all know how this goes. When they first come down here, I thought they was having one party for them. Alright, let's stop. I know this ain't no iPhone, so y'all gotta get what y'all get. Right, Rochelle? Scared they gonna run me and tell me come with this phone. Oh, I see they're taking them off.
Et nous saluons les peuple haïtien, nous saluons chaque monde qui va regarder la vidéo. Et je dis à nous, nous ne pas pour nous parler en pile. Mais nous sommes annoncés peuple haïtien en bataille pour libérer le pays. Nous appelons lancés, nous-mêmes, nos forces révolutionnaires, Genève en famille et alliés, main tout, nous choisissons de lancer bataille pour libérer le pays en bas de kidnappeurs. Avant d'arriver sur l'autre monde qui est le peuple dans la misère, dans le grand dans classe là, nous lançons bataille contre kidnappeurs, contre voler. Bataille là à peine lancée. Nous ne pouvons pas parler en pile, j'en nous regarder, nous avons ça n'a fait là, nous reprenons même. Et puis, même, pour les journalistes qui cachent au Canada, qui disent que je prends beaucoup de balles. Ok? Les gens qui sont ça, tout le monde est bien ensemble. Les gens qui sont ça, personne ne va pas bien ensemble. Nous sommes forces révolutionnaires, Genève en famille et alliés, main et tout. Bataille là, fait lancer et il faut que le pays a libéré. Merci en pile. Ou même quand vous regardez la vidéo, ça, mes grands monde sous.
Zak passé! Look passé! Let me just say that I have always been a part of this community. And there's no accident I know how to do all the dancing. Because I always be and share with you. Because you are me and I am you. Yes, sir. And I'll be here with you always. And those who knew me from the past and know me now, they always knew that I was there and always been there for you. I don't call you all, no, you all are not Haitians, Bahamians. You are Bahamian, and your origin is Haitian. Mine too, and many of us. We have to stay apart for now so we can be together later. In on now.
Are you all ready and willing to go?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We hope everyone is doing fine. Thank you all for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Good night, good night, good night. I hope you are ready. I am going to play this for you one more time so that all Bahamians know their rights according to international law when they protest. This is very important because many of you just tuned in. I'm going to play this one more time for you. This is international law that we signed on to, and it's from the International Human Rights, and that is a part of our law, and it must be respected by all of our governments. So we're going to play that one more time, and then we're going to get started.
Now we're going to look at the right to freedom of peaceful assembly. Freedom of peaceful assembly is the right to gather for a common purpose. This can be done publicly or privately. It includes the right to participate in assemblies, meetings, protests, strikes, sit-ins, demonstrations, and other gatherings. International law only protects assemblies when they are peaceful. However, an assembly does not lose its peaceful character due to sporadic violence or unlawful behaviors of some individuals. The peaceful intentions of the people assembling should be presumed. No assembly can be banned on the assumption that it may turn violent. This right may not be denied to any one group. It is open to everyone. Even counter-demonstrators have the right to assemble peacefully. Exercising freedom of peaceful assembly should not be subject to the permission of the authorities. States may require notice, but not authorization. Since public peaceful assemblies are held to convey a message, they must be facilitated within sight and sound of their target audience. Under international law, assemblies may be subject to certain restrictions. However, these restrictions must be provided by law and meet a strict test of necessity and proportionality. All limitations to this right have to be justifiable in the interests of national security or public safety, public order, the protection of public health or morals, or the protection of the rights and freedoms of others. Restrictions should never impair the essence of the right. Freedom must be the rule and not the exception. So, to recap, states have the obligation to protect and fulfill the right to peaceful assembly and to take measures that facilitate it, enabling people's capacity to express their opinions. Freedom of peaceful assembly is an important means through which people can exercise their freedom of expression.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are live in the Bahamas. It is D-Day. It is the 31st of January 2023. I said on a voice note this morning, I said 2022, and everyone was calling me, oh, you said 2022. I said, guess what? Everyone knew that I misspoke. So thank you all for that. And thank you for sharing it. And thank you to everyone who said that they're coming down to show this government that we are serious about our country and that we're going to save our country, and that we believe in the words that Finland said, that if Bahamians are not prepared to stand up and fight and defend their own Bahamas, then they don't deserve to have it. That's what he said, and that's what I believe. We are at a critical turning point, and this is where they're going to see if we're serious. And if you don't show up, I can guarantee you, you can start packing your bags. Gentrification will take place. This country will be taken over. If you stand up, then we can begin to reverse the trend. We can force the government hand. Even if there's international pressure on them, international pressure isn't allowed to go against the will of the people because democracy must rule. So the government can use you standing up as a tool, as a weapon to stand up against international pressure. Please understand that the government is empowered by you. If there's outside force, they can say, see, this is what the people want. We can't do it right now. And even the UN or any organization has to go along with the rule of law and the rule of the people and democracy. And so if you come out and you express what you want, then they have to do what you want. I want you to understand that when we did that first protest on this matter, when they put in the papers that we were protesting a bill that didn't exist, etc., they were being deceitful. I want you to know that the government had to turn back on that bill that they were going to present to the House, that citizenship asylum bill. They had to turn back on it. They had already announced that they were bringing it, but they had to turn back on it and then even pretend like they were not going to bring it after announcing that that is exactly what they were going to do. They're making themselves look like fools. But it was our action going to the House of Assembly with that crowd that filled Parliament Square that caused them to turn back on it. This time, I want us to fill both squares. Don't just come by yourself. Bring someone else with you. Take a day off. Miss class. This is that important. Because whatever you're going to class for, I can guarantee you, it's going to be useless in this country. How many Haitians have gone to class in their country? And their degree is useful right now because they don't even have a country. I can guarantee you, if we allow people with the same mindset to overrun our nation, that we're going to find ourselves in trouble. We're going to find ourselves in a situation where our country is exactly like theirs. That is the reality. So the question is, what are you going to do? Have you tagged? Have you shared yet? Make sure you take time to tag and share so everyone else can get this and make sure that they're part of what is going on. I don't see the comments moving. I don't know what's going on. If comments have been blocked. Okay, now I see the comments moving again. Okay, but that's YouTube. I hope we haven't been blocked on. Okay, I see Facebook again. Let me just make sure that we're still on there because these kind of lives, they love to block. Make sure that you've shared. Make sure that you've done this. All right. So let me see. If you're on here, let me know if you're coming. All right. Let me know if you're coming. If you're on here, let me know if you're coming. We're going to get into this right now. But if you're on here and you're coming, let me know if you're going to be there. Okay. Ron Rogers says 10. Ryan Rogers says 10 a.m. sharp. Someone says we're here. Okay. All right, guys. Who is going to be there? Who's going to be there tomorrow? I will be there. That's Favor Tina. Thank you, Favor Tina. Let's stand up. Let's save this country. This is going to be an early election. I am with you. Swifter than minutes. I am with you 100% on that. It has to be. It has to be. The country's in trouble. It has to be. Beverly Adley says they will be out tomorrow. All right. Someone says Facebook is loud and clear. Awesome. Who's that? Jason Simmons says he's going to be there live from Canada. All right. Patrick Kelly says I'm coming and I'm bringing some of my family. Awesome, Patrick Kelly. All right, missing some of the comments. Let me go elsewhere and see if I can see them. All right. Robert Joaquin says he will be there. I've missed some of them. I'm sorry. Let me go back and see what I can see. Okay, missed some of your comments. Okay, let's go back. Who is that? Romento Presenti will be there. Patrick Kelly will be there and bring in Farm Friendly. Marco Woodside will be there. Mervyn Robbins will be there. Whitfield Ferguson will be there to stand up for their country. Angela will be there to stand up for their country. Santasha will be there to stand up for their One Bahamas. Michelle Diddy will be there. The gatekeeper approved that message. The gatekeeper will be there all the way from Grand Bahama. The gatekeeper is flying in for that one. Many persons have said that they're flying in. Robert will be there. Sean Isaacs, yeah, we coming. Jeff Cooper, me and my grandson will be there. Way to go. Teach your grandson how to fight for their nation. We got to stand up, and we need strong men who are going to defend this nation. First thing we do is share, as Deborah. Sunshine Russell says, I'm coming. Paulo Seymour will be there, 10 a.m. sharp. Daphne McKenzie, I will be there. Tello Bartlett, there in the spirit. Shy Roll, hands up. I think that means they could be there. Will be present. That's Celeste Taylor. Ian Jones, I am coming forward. Din Hanna will be there strong. Way to go, Din Hanna. Jamal Silva will be there for sure. Marvin Evans, I coming in my helicopter. Way to go, Marvin Evans. Basil Lightburn, I will be there. Glenn Davis will be there. David Brown will be there. Says at 8 a.m. He's coming early. He ain't messing around. He is coming early. Ron Rogers, Brave and FTX. Sad. Yeah, we'll talk about some of that today. Tracy Horn, won't miss it. What else we got here? Let me see. Joanne Monroe will be there. Teresa Maki, I will be there. Cheryl Roll, I will be there. All right, way to go. All right, we got an army coming. All right, we got an army. Marlene Evans. What else we got here? Yvonne Lightburn will be there. William Patrice Denise, I will be there. Lexi Johnson, I will be there. Dennis McCain, with you in Orlando. Thank you, Denise. Sean Isaacs will be there to fight. Lloyd Boleg. Ricardo Johnson, 6 will be there. Way to go, Ricardo Johnson. That's how you do it. We're going to show them that we're serious. Brave Davis should have never been seen in the Haitian village. That is exactly correct. That is treason. But he didn't know he was being recorded. That's how snaky and slimy these politicians are. That's how deceitful they are. Deceitful. All right. Paulo Seymour will be there with 10 strong. Way to go, Paulo Seymour. I know so many of you are saying that, but I got to get started. Listen, this is going to be epic tomorrow. We have persons saying they're flying in. We got to be there to represent. We got to show the government our demands. And based on our demands, that will give them the strength to stand up against any outside pressure that may be standing against them. And it would also be able to show them that their people have had enough. We are tired of the invasion. We have had absolutely enough, and we ain't taking no more. They said they could do. We're doing all that we can. Are you serious, Brave Davis? You are doing all that you can. You serious? So these people, build up 1,500 acres in Abaco, and you doing all you can. These people are building up in Andres, in Exuma, taking over Eleuthera, and you're doing all that you can. They're taking over in Nassau, and you're doing all that you can. Brave Davis, if you have done all you can, you need to step down, and you need to be gone now. Before we lose our one nation, while you're traveling all over the world, you could go live in any country in the world, Brave. This all we got. You could go anywhere and live. And in fact, you don't live your life. This all we got. And so we got to stand up. And that's what we're going to do. We can't take no more of this. We got to stand up for this. And so if you've done all you can do, man, listen, we ain't killing you. If you're incompetent and that's all you could put forward, that's you. We can't expect you to do more than you can do. But we can expect you to step down if what we need is more than you can deliver. How about that? If what the country needs is more than you can deliver, just step aside. But in the meantime, we're going to show you that we are serious. We are coming to let you know that we're not playing with this. This is not a political move. This is not organized by any particular Bahamian. This is Bahamians coming together to stand up. And we're calling on all Bahamians to be there. No matter your political persuasion, no matter your religious persuasion, no matter whether you're black or white or whatever, we're looking for you to be there. To stand up for this country. Because if you don't, I don't want you crying in a couple years. Just sit down and take it because you had to work, because you had class, because you don't like Lincoln. Boy, something coming that you could dislike way more than whatever dislike you may have for any individual that might be out there. Whatever your excuse is, you accept what is to come if you don't do what you have to do. It's that serious. The time has come for Bahamians to stand up. The time has come. They've taken advantage of us because they know no matter what they do, we just leave it alone. And we let them get away with it. And we get swing every time. We got to fight for this. Do not leave your children to fight this fight. You have been warned. I don't want you coming 10 years from now and saying, oh, we should have listened to Lincoln. Lincoln was telling them a long time. Now look, it's too late. You can just listen. You can just take time from your work. Tell your boss it's more important. Take time from your business. Take time from whatever you're doing. If you're a taxi driver, don't drive taxi for a minute. If you're a civil servant, y'all leave them government offices for 1 sec. Because everywhere is being overrun. You know, someone had a conversation with me. They said Bahamians don't want to do certain things. Bahamians don't want to work. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. That is absolute nonsense. Bahamians work on garbage truck. Bahamians work on garbage truck. I can't take driving behind the garbage truck. These fellas ride that garbage truck for 8 hours. Bahamians. So don't tell me Bahamians don't want to work. Bahamians are out there 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, picking up your garbage, collecting your garbage. Don't tell me Bahamians don't want to work. Y'all don't want to give them the opportunity. Yes, there are some lazy Bahamians. That is not all Bahamians. Every country has lazy people, including Haiti. The reputation in Haiti is that Haitians don't want to work. I'm telling you, I've been there, I've worked there, I've done business. That's the reputations they have in their country. Haitians don't want to work. They're lazy. That's the reputation at home. Bahamians want to work, but y'all are taking our opportunities and giving it to everybody else heartlessly for your financial gain, for the financial gain of corrupt politicians. They say Bahamians don't want to do landscaping. Yes, they do. All across the highways, who do you see doing the landscaping? That's Bahamians with those little orange bags, raking up and cutting and doing whatever. That's Bahamians. They want to do it. They just want to work. But right now, you all have all the work tied up. Oh, you got to go to your MP, get one letter from your MP. Listen to me. There should never be an instance in this country where someone has to go and get a letter from their MP to get a job. That is evil. That is wrong. That is corruption to the core. Someone should go to jail for that. But that is happening in this country. To hear Leonard Sands, and disclaimer, that was my classmate in Jordan Prince High School. I know him personally. To hear Leonard Sands, the president of the Construction Association, to say that if they get rid of all the illegal immigrants, he didn't say all the migrants or all the people of Asian descent or all the Chinese or Mexicans. He said, if you get rid of all the illegal immigrants, the industry is going to collapse. Did you hear what he said? The illegal immigrants. He is admitting that illegal immigrants are being hired in this nation. That they're on the construction sites and the government ain't doing nothing. He's admitting that. What kind of jokey country this is we live in? If you have a job for them to do, get them a work permit. Now, while we're on that topic, before we go on to something else, we're going to deal with this press release that this wicked, evil, lying Keith Bell has put out. All right? I'm going to deal with this press statement that they put out. Just since we're here on my platform, this is the press release that Keith Bell put out. He said it's come to the attention of the Ministry of Labor and Immigration that a message is circulating on social media that Minister Keith Bell has announced that he will be giving asylum to all Haitian immigrants who are threatened by the situation in Haiti. Also, that there will no longer be a need for work permits. Okay? That he'll be giving asylum to all. Okay, that's what he said is being put out there. He said this information is false. In fact, on Friday past, the Minister Bell held a press conference in which he categorically stated the opposite. He declared that existing and new permits to reside applications for Haitian citizens will only be considered on a case-by-case basis, and approval will only be granted in the most exceptional circumstances. So here's the problem. Here's the problem. I'll bring it back up in a sec. All applications to the Ministry of Immigration is on a case-by-case basis. Every single application is on a case-by-case basis. Sorry. What is this man talking about? There is no application that's not case-by-case basis. Every case stands on its own. Every application stands on its own. If you apply and someone else applies, there are two different cases and all is case-by-case. Notice how they are playing with words to deceive the Bahamian people. That is absolute rubbish. And guess what? No one in the media challenged it. No one. Secondly, permit to reside is either you've stopped permits to reside or you didn't stop permit to reside. You can't say we stop permits to reside and we stop work permits, but you can still get a permit to reside on a case-by-case basis. Come on, man. Either it stop or it ain't stop. What? Okay. If you have a restaurant and you say the restaurant is no longer selling chicken. If you say we're selling chicken on a case-by-case basis, depending on who come to order or where people come to order, etc., you're still selling chicken. Like, I don't get it. You're still selling chicken. Even if it's on a case-by-case basis. I don't understand the thinking of these people. They think that we are a grandparents' generation. Now, the scary part about this whole thing is that a permit to reside means that they can be here and work. That means they no longer need a work permit. I don't like, what are they saying? What is the minister saying? He said that we said that there would be no longer be a need for work permits. If you are now giving out permit to reside, they won't need a work permit. They will have all the rights of residents in this country. They will have a permit to reside here. They're not have the rights of a citizen, but they'll have the rights of a resident in this country. They could work, they could open a business, they could compete with your business, they can do business in businesses that's reserved. It's a permit to reside. This is evil and we must stop this. And he said it's on a case-by-case basis, and he gave examples. This doesn't mean this is the only reason they're going to give it to you, but it's on a case-by-case basis. And that means that they can decide whatever they want. There's no check and balance. Whoever they say could come, could come. That's what that means. And so now there's no check and balance. With a work permit, they need to find, which is a scandal going on now, they need to find a volunteer They need to find a volunteer company with the on the corruption side. They have to find a volunteer company to use their business license to apply for this work permit. That's what they've been doing. They've been offering money to people with business license to sell this country out. They've been coming to Bahamians and saying, listen, we give you a certain amount of money for every Haitian you apply to come in. That's what they're doing right now. Bahamians are participating in the destruction of their land for a couple dollars. You know what they're offering? $300. People selling their souls for $300. $300 to let an illegal immigrant get papers to remain in this country. Because they're giving it to the ones who are already here. And then they're making it seem like they applied while they were out. And they're using they have immigration stamp that they're stamping to show certain things. For $300, they're selling themselves out. $300. So we were doing a sting operation on some persons in immigration. We were doing a sting operation. And as a part of that sting operation, we were monitoring a certain situation. There's a young man called Troy McNeil. He was a young man who was charged with the killing of Harl Taylor. His name is Troy McNeil. We got a picture for him for you. I was supposed to pull that picture up for you. Yeah, sorry, his name is Troy Nico McNeil. His father's name is Troy McNeil, but he is Troy Nico McNeil. All right? Troy Nico McNeil. Remember that name. All right? He was approaching business persons, all right, and asking these business persons to accept $300 to give to get papers for these Haitian persons, the work permits, to use their business licenses to do so. All right, his name is Troy Nico McNeil. I'm going to pull his image up for you. He is telling them that his father is an immigration officer. He's telling them that his father is an immigration officer, and his father is able to get this stuff done. I can't speak for the part about his father, but I can speak about what he is doing. Okay? We accidentally, I'm so sorry, put out a voice note of an informant who was giving us some information, and so it leaked out there that we were monitoring the activities of this young man, his alleged father, who is an immigration officer, senior immigration officer, who would get this stuff done. All right, and so that caused us to, just say, now, you know what? We're going to put out a warning. We're going to put the information out there, and the police can go and investigate what they have to do. Immigration can go and investigate and do what they have to do. Or you just come, lock me up, because whenever we put information out there, that's, we are the problem. They have at immigration many persons who are salespersons who are going out there and soliciting Bahamian business persons to do this stuff. And so they're selling their souls for $300. Bahamians are doing this. Bahamians. And so this is Troy Nico McNeil. That's him. That's him. He does multi-level marketing, and he was in rural ranches and stuff like that. And so that's him at an event. That's him. And so he approached business persons, and for filthy lucre, he was asking them to use their business license to get work permits for Haitians. All right, $300. Yes, per person. $300. That's what they're selling this country out for. Bahamas, we got to stand up. And they were working, the PLP government, there's a whole machinery going on. The PLP government sent someone down to Haiti just to deal with this. Sent someone down to Haiti just to deal with this, to give out these visas, to deal with these visas. The PLP government. Bahamas, if you all don't stand strong, your country could be gone. This government has a whole machinery, and they have people who are loose. They are foot soldiers, so it don't affect the big boys. And they could say, oh, well, that's what they were doing. And they'll betray them and even lock them up. But they have some foot soldiers who are there doing the dirty work and making the crumbs, while the big boys making the big money. The big money. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to defend this country. There's several investigations that we've been running at one time. I was one of them. There's several investigations we're running. This country is in trouble. There's not everything I can say right now, but I'm asking Bahamians to stand with me. You're not standing with me as a supporter of COI or me. You're standing with me as a Bahamian. Because if you don't stand with me, if you say, well, I can't go linking because I'm a FNM, can you just ask your FNM to stand up for Bahamians? Enough of the talk. We don't want them talking. We want them to stand up. Can you just say, okay, Mr. Pintard, you're the leader of the FNM. Lincoln is out there standing up for Bahamians, but I feel like I would be betraying the FNM if I stand up with him as a Bahamian. So can you stand up? Can you do that then? Can you ask your leaders? Can you tell Shannon Dawn Cartwright and what's his name, Pintard, to stand up? Can you tell any of those persons who ran in any of those third parties to stand up? Can you tell the leaders of the PLP to stand up and do something? Because then you don't have to worry about whether it's political or not. We got to fight for this. And I'm standing up because no one else is. Oh, I don't like Lincoln. He's no good. Okay. Then get your good Christian pastor who is a man of God and who loves God and has not ever committed any sin in his life to stand up like the men in the Bible would have. Like John the Baptist would have spoken truth to power and said, cut my head off if you don't like it. Like the prophets of the Bible. But no, these... Tell your pastor stand up. Tell him stand up. I want you to notice that Pintard, I just want you to notice this. I can make a statement. Pintard cannot go against anything that Brave Davis does or says. You hear me? Challenge me on that. Pintard cannot go against anything that Brave Davis does. Do you see him doing anything against Brave Davis? He's bringing up nonsense like, oh, the government has not fulfilled their requirement to report on their finances by a certain period of time. He's talking about stuff that the Bahamian people don't care about and don't feel. You notice that? He is finding issues that have nothing to do with anything that would rock the boat. Let me say this to you. Michael C. Pintard Brave Davis's mini-me, Brave Davis's lapdog. You cannot go against Philip Brave Davis. If Philip Brave Davis is letting the Haitians take over the Bahamas, you will let them take over the Bahamas too. Notice he ain't doing nothing. All this immigration stuff going on, you see Pintard saying, let's stand up. So what you think happened if he get in? Pintard was a puppet of Fred Smith. Fred Smith financed Pintard. Remember all the scandals with Louis Bacon and Nygaard and all that? That was Fred Smith and all them. Pintard was a puppet. He was behind the whole thing. He was a puppet. He was a pawn and all of that. So if Definem takes over again, Fred Smith can run this country. Remember Fred Smith sitting getting his shoe shine and telling them how he funded the FNM? I'm saying this to challenge you, Pintard. Stand up. Stand up. Have some integrity. Do not sell your country out. I'm saying this to you, Philip Brave Davis. It's not too late for you to do the right thing. Stand up for Bahamian people. Why don't you, tomorrow when the Bahamians come out, why don't you come in front of us and tell us you are one of us? Brave Davis, if you is man and the Haitians is your boss, tomorrow when we come to Rawson Square, come to the Bahamian people and tell us, I am one of you. I have always been one of you. And I can look out for you. Tell us that. Because all I see is you fighting down Bahamians, but lifting up the Haitians. I saw more, I didn't even know they had that much defense force. On the Crown land and the farm, where these old ladies are farming, I saw more defense force and more gun out there. But there ain't none in the shanty town where the real crime going down, where they got the guns and the drugs. But they bring in the guns on the Crown land where Bahamians growing pumpkin and sweet potato. All I see is Bahamian domes getting knocked down while they wouldn't dare touch the Haitians. So tomorrow, let's see Brave Davis' reaction to Bahamians. This is what I want to see. Y'all screenshot this and remember this. Let's see Brave Davis' reaction to Bahamians. Will he walk in the house wave? Will he give police instruction and say, listen, I don't want to have to wave to them while I go in the house, so make them go across the street somewhere. Well, is that what he's going to do? Make them go on the next side by Scotiabank. Is that what he's going to do? Well, we applied for Rawson Square and Parliament Square. We put in 2 applications for Rawson Square and Parliament Square. We don't, by law, we don't have to, as you can see, by international law, we don't have to apply. And there's no law in the Bahamas that says we have to apply. But we still do it so the government would have notice, because their job is to protect us, to make sure that we're able to have a peaceful assembly. That's their job, to prepare to protect us, to make sure that no one stops our peaceful assembly. So that's why we give them notice, so they don't have an excuse and say, well, we didn't know. And actually, the international law says that even if they didn't know, even if it was sporadic and happened with no notice, they still have to protect your rights to freedom of assembly. So, Philip Brave Davis, I expect you to come in front of the Bahamian people tomorrow and say, I am one of you. And I'm going to look out for you. And because I'm going to look out for you, I'm going to break down these shanty towns. And because I'm one of you, I'm going to remove these illegal immigrants who are taking over this country. Legal immigrants, they can stay. They cool. We ain't dealing with them right now. Although we got some papers to check. But legal immigrants, we want to deal with the illegal immigrants. We have a problem with illegal entry right now. And if you got papers, but you got them through corruption or through bribery, then you are still illegal by law. So don't think as you got papier in your hand, meaning the card, and you got that corruptly, means you are legal. No, you're not. You're illegal. That's like a fake passport. You pay off someone to get a passport, and you travel with that, that's illegal. Bombers, let's stand up. Will you stand with me? That is the question. So this gentleman right here, just so you know the face good, that's Troy Nico McNeil, is soliciting persons. He just came back in town today, by the way. So Troy, you know, Troy Nico, you know we were monitoring you. You were away for some days, and you came back today. Stop selling our country out. Stop it. We're not playing with you people, especially the Bahamians who are doing this. You are worse than the illegal immigrants. If someone come in your house to rape and rob your family, they are awful, they are evil. But if you let them in, knowing what they come to do, you are worse than them. You are the scum of the earth. Bahamians who are aiding and abetting in the takeover of this land, you are worse than the criminals who are landing here illegally. I had a chance, and people say, oh, y'all just doing this because Brave is in power and that kind of stuff. I don't know where they get that from. But we've been doing this from ministers in power. We was all over ministers on this. We were the ones who were initially showing the shanty towns. I was going in there. Everyone else was afraid to go in shanty towns. They're like, Lincoln, don't go in there and put on your mask. Lincoln, they can put voodoo on you. They can attack you in the village. In my country, I can be scared of someone who don't supposed to be here. I mustn't go in the village in my country, on my crown land. It's our crown land. Before I show you us in the shantytown, I want you to see this. This right here, because this video annoyed me. We all started to watch it, but I wasn't here with you. We're still getting set up. Watch this.
Hey, y'all want me to get catchy? I they might think I was one of them. Man, I mean, I see with 3 ambulances. I mean, all these police cars and news. Everybody down here, and I think they say there's only 8 of them. Say one boy. My rock. I know that's the name they call. I know nobody, so y'all know how this go. When they first come down here, I thought they was having one party for them. Man, I mean, I see with 3 ambulances. I mean, all these police cars and news. Everybody down here, and I think they say there's only 8 of them. Say one boy named Jeff from My Rock. I know that's the name they call. I know nobody, so y'all know how this go.
Sorry, what's wrong with this picture? Thank you for telling me what the sound. What is wrong with this picture? Something is seriously wrong with this picture. Let's see who is smart. I'll wait for the comments. Tell me what is wrong. When they first come down here, I thought they was having one party for them. Y'all see it? Anyone see it? Does anyone see it? Like, wait. But I show you all see it. Right there. Come on, Bahamas. Tell me what's wrong with this picture.
I know this ain't no
Super selfie.
iPhone, so y'all gotta get what y'all get.
Let me see it.
Right, Rochelle?
They see what?
Oh, they scared they gonna.
No. Look again. Look again. You only see it right there in front of your face. It looks like a private dog. They chilling. No.
Oh, when they first come down, yeah, I thought there was a
No.
home party for them.
No. Look. Look good. See right there? Let me say again, no immigration officers.
No. Man, I mean, I see with 3 ambulance.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at the top of that picture right there. They got 3 whole ambulances because a couple illegal immigrants about to land on the boat. And Bahamians calling Princess Margaret, the Rand, or wherever they is, and can't get ambulances. I have been on the scene of accidents because normally when I pass an accident, I don't like to just pass. I like to see if I can help. And I have seen people call for ambulances and be told there are no ambulances. I have called supervisors and been told, well, again, ain't nothing we can do. Ain't no ambulance. The Mamas of Bahamians activists, they said that, thank you so much. I didn't see it. It decides which comments to show me. I don't see all of them live. 3 ambulances. Do you see how Bahamians getting screwed? How they find 3 ambulances all of a sudden. And let me tell you what happened right there and then. Let me tell you what happened. Some Bahamian is sick and need to get to the hospital. Heart attack, car accident, stroke. And you know what they can tell them? Bring them in private car because we don't have no ambulance. You know why? Because the ambulance park up waiting on the legal immigrant. And the legal immigrant ain't injured, you know. None of them was injured. That's a precautionary measure. Sure. Obama, seriously, we keep doing this? Seriously? Seriously? This is, do you remember this? Who remembers this? This is very interesting. Who remembers this? This the attitude, once they get on our crown land, this the attitude that we've experienced.
They want the people, they want them to be homeless, they want them to go on the streets. You see what I say? People like them is force people to do bad things on the streets and we're ready to that one. You see what I say? Like I always say, now I feel they're ready for the Colombian necktie on this like a small whatever, it's a clear for one. That's how I do one. They gotta understand that it's more Asian behavior in this country and behavior is fucking sorry for my language. You see what I say? And we ain't scared, they don't want to start something with theirs and half finish, but I don't feel about what's happening.
That was, thank you for about the sound. That was the infamous Colombian necktie young man who said that that he was ready to put Colombian necktie on Bahamians, and there's more of us, more of them than there is of us. They took him in the station, questioned him, give him some Kentucky, and let him go. Seriously. With his terroristic statement. That's what they did. If that was years ago when Fred Mitchell and them had decided to start attempt to break down some shanty towns, and the Haitians started fighting back, and they injured immigration officers. They injured them. The head of immigration at the time talked about it. He was like, they trying to do their job and they getting injured and no one's speaking over them. The human rights people talking for the for the illegal immigrants, for the criminals, but no one talking out for them. Now they weren't locking up all Haitians, they were trying to lock up the illegal immigrants. But they assaulted our Bahamian officers, immigration officers. No one was arrested for assaulting our Bahamian officers. If they, at that time, fought back on our land to the point where they injured our officers years ago, you're going to wait for them to get real numbers? Let me put something in perspective for you. They got about 3,000 police officers in this country. They got about 300 of them landing a time on a boat. Think about how much boats ain't got caught. We got a total of about 3,000 police officers. When that gang crew comes, what you gonna do? They could outnumber and outgun our police officers. You got less than 2,000 defense force officers. About, don't want me the exact number, but it's a small amount like that. Who would defend us? When the war starts, who would defend us? 3,000 police, all of them can't work or be to work at one time. They work shifts. Who would defend us? Y'all better wake up, you know. For y'all who's sitting down worrying about politics, and y'all are staying divided because of politics, sad will be your cry. Bahamas, stand up. Here's some Haitians talking about this. When we went in the shanty town, Minus was in power when we went, because some people say, "Oh, we're dealing with this because David said, no. I've been fighting this situation. There's nothing I am doing under Davis that I didn't do under Minus. Nothing. In fact, we were harder on Minus. Here's them talking about how when election come around, that's when they come to them and start harassing them because they got to make it look like they're doing something with immigration. So they'll just come and harass them. And if you got your papers, or you could pay for it, or you could pay, you're straight, but you got to vote for them. They'll give you your passport, but you got to vote for them. If you don't have it, they can park you up and go because you ain't pay your tax. Here's the Haitians talking about the corruption. There it is.
Mm-hmm. So immigration don't come around and bother nobody. No. Okay.
Not until election time.
Yeah, election time.
Then you got to get rid of few.
So hold on, I want you to say that. Around election time, immigration starts showing up. You start raiding. You put pressure on them. So the set who got papers, you make them vote F and M.
Hey, you got papers, then you vote for me. You got papers, go back 80.
Wow.
Clear example.
Yeah.
With my people.
That's true? What?
Yeah.
Every 5 years?
Yeah. That's the only time you see that.
What?
See, when these people like him right now, who been going through this all his life,
yeah,
don't face him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, because he done used to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
wow.
for a Haitian with legal and came over here but don't have a document, he got to be hiding all of it. But this man here, being here all his life, don't have to hide. But at the end of the day, when you see election, immigration will be camouflage in the bush.
What? When time for election?
They all about run. They kicking in your doors, coming inside.
No, man.
No, man.
Because election coming.
Either you gonna vote for them or you don't need to be here.
What?
That's plain and simple. And my people are used to this. It's like being going through this.
I never even heard that.
I know it's a lot of things you ain't oh, man.
Wow.
A lot of things, you know. So at the end of the day, I look at I guess I'm strong because of these people. Because of what they've been through all their life. And they're still here and still going through it.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow. Wow.
How you think they feel? They got their kids right here.
Oh, they said talking about how much they pay government. What they say they pay government for?
Wait permit, $2,000 and $4,000. Yeah. I see why the government ain't coming in back here. Hey, you's a Haitian too?
Wow.
You's a Haitian too? Well, you want to talk to me, eh? This nigga's a behavior game, you live right here.
Wow. They're talking about how much they have to pay. They pay government.
That is Abaco. We went to Abaco in about 2021, early 2021, and that's when we went to the Haitian village. And the Haitians were talking about the corruption of the government, how they make them pay so much money, and pay under the table money, and they'll come around election time, and because they got to make it look, the government got to make it look like they're fighting the illegal immigration problem. So you got to get your papers before government start coming around. And that's what the Davis administration did too. They gave them over a year to buy their papers, to let them know that, listen, we may have to come later, so get your papers, because we may have to come around, get your papers, or we have to deal with you because the people can start putting pressure on us. All right? Some say they never saw this video before. Yeah, we went live, it went viral. This is when we went several times to the Haitian village and to several Haitian village to let people know what was going on. Because the government was pretending that they didn't know. Menace was pretending he didn't know. That Menace went and pretended to kick down a door in the mud and pitch and peas. Say, no more Haitian villages can be built around here. That's what he did for the camera, scared the whole media. But he didn't go over there on the farm where they was already building back. So we went on the farm to show them that the government was lying and deceiving you. And we keep getting lied to and deceived. And see, as a people, we want to believe the government, We want to believe that our government will do the right thing. We won't believe them, man. We want to. But they keep deceiving us. Bad people won't believe Keith Bell. There's people who actually share that stupid press statement. People share that. You could look at it and see it's garbage. Just like the stupid press statement of Fred Mitchell. Where he said you can't ask questions of an illegal immigrant. You can't ask an illegal immigrant questions. Jesus. Farmers, it's time to start up, eh? Let me show you a little bit more. Of Abaco. He talked about how much money he had to pay for him and pay for his wife. They were admitting, the corruption. He paid $4,000 for him and $4,200 for his wife. Watch.
Wow.
It's the same thing. When you stuck, F.
Wow.
So
They're supposed to give me that from this year. So 100 get it finished by this month. So no they won't get it finished by next year.
Next year?
Okay.
Next Sunday?
Yeah. I pay $4,200 for my wife. 4,000.
You pay $4,200 for your wife and $4,000 for you.
Yeah. 200 for my wife.
To immigration.
Yeah.
And when you paid that, 2008?
This year.
This year?
Yeah, I get all the receipt.
You got a lot of money. That's what you got.
That's it now. So that's it now. I can take care of my case.
Mm.
So when I wait, so I get be said on. I don't wait.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What kind of work you do?
Wait, 4,000, 4,200 for his wife. These are admissions. Now, let me show you how long he's been in this country and how long he's been doing that. All right? This is how long they've been coming to him, piece by piece, every year or every time an election coming up. This is how long he's been here. You ready for this?
Yeah.
But what happened? Everyone building house? This house wasn't here when I was here?
No.
Who this is building? Huh?
So just so you understand the context, I was there before that when I took Clint Watson down there to show him what was going on. Because Minutes had lied. I mean, these governments keep lying to us. He had lied and said that Abaco was 95% back to normal. Like, I don't know, like our politicians just go up there and lie, like tell blatant lies. And we just keep believing them just because it's our party maybe, or we just feel like the government wouldn't lie like that, man. And they would just lie to your face. He went and said that the Abaco was 95% back to normal. It's like 2 months after the hurricane. And the NGOs called me and said, Lincoln, we know everyone else is afraid. No one else is going to stand up against Minutes. Everyone else is scared of him. The opposition ain't saying nothing. The brave ain't saying nothing. He just saying do whatever Minutes say do. He just waiting his turn. They said, we have to correct this because we can't solicit anymore to help the Bahamian people, because if the Prime Minister say is 95% back to normal, it's time for us to go home. And they said, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. So I went down there. And so just to give you the context, and when I went back the second time, they had built even bigger. They were building like 6 houses a night. They'll just go and gang up and build up. In one night, it'll be like 6 homes. They started building the big, nice homes, not the shanty-looking homes no more. So let's put that in context. Now let's keep listening.
Oh. They come from Nassau or Nassau?
Some come from Nassau, some come from Nassau.
Oh, okay. Then people who was in the sports center.
Yeah.
Wow, they come from the sports center and now they're here.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Hey, yeah. Mom, you all right? Okay.
Yeah, that's my wife.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, she showed us where the water was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, wow. So, like, the government don't come and stop you?
No.
From billing? Stop them from billing?
Yeah, people coming over there later. I mean, so that's it now. So mine, I still get mine. They ain't fixing yet. See, the stuff is still on that.
Yeah.
When the wind coming, so everything.
So when the rain come, you get wet up.
You know.
Yeah, but what about? But so government don't stop them from building these houses?
I don't know, because some people live in Nassau. Some come from Nassau, some come from Marshall. So.
You live here for 17 years?
Yeah.
What?
You see my lumber?
Right here for 17 years?
Look at my lumber.
Ah.
When you've been on the sun and us,
yeah.
you find that's a lumber.
Yeah.
One day it was in,
how long you live here?
I got 40 years over there.
40? What?
I tell you, that's a series.
On due to a cat, 0.
40.
40 years you've been living here?
Yeah.
You've been living here for my bond. But this house just building.
Yeah, so
wow, they building up. Yeah, this bigger now. This bigger than the modern Pigeon P.
Yeah, I live in 14 years. I get 14 years. I get 5 kids.
5 children.
Yeah, so.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the man was here for 40 years. More than probably the majority of us who watching this been alive. 40 years. That's how long he been here. Paying bribes to our government officials. He been living on the land for 17 years. 12 years is squatters' rights. Once they get on there, it's hard to get them off. Why are we letting the government just let these people come here and take what they want to take and do what they want to do? Why are we doing this? Come on, Bahamas. Someone explain that to me why, man. Someone please help me. He says he's done all that he can do. The Prime Minister says he's done all that he can do. And that's that. I'll open the phone lines in a minute. We're going to call a different number tonight, 804-4264. But he says he's done all that he can do. And I am shocked at this right here, where Davis is still in my business. Remember when he talked about the natural resources and the carbon credits, he called it my this and my that. This is my carbon credit. He was talking to the international community, my this and my that. Remember that? And now he worked for us. And Pindar tell him shuffle the cabinet. He tell Pindar stay out of his business. This is not your business. This is the people's business. Brave Davis. Let me show you what is your business, Brave Davis. That's your business. That's your business, Brave Davis. I ain't get into what's going on here because I ain't got time for that. And I ain't got no time for no other discussion or distraction. I ain't get into why you holding that person down. Well, that's Lady Davis. You holding down. I ain't get into that. That's another conversation for another time. But that's your business. The carbon credits is our business. Who working for us in cabinet? That's our business. What you do in the House of Parliament? That's our business. What you do when you travel? That's our business. How much money you spend to travel? That's our business. Whatever going on there, that's your business. That ain't none of my business. But we paying you and we paying her. The two of y'all in that picture. The two of y'all is our business. Philip Brave Davis, you work for us. Lady Davis works for us. They did an office of the spouse. She works for us. We paying y'all. But we got to fix this country or we're going to be in trouble, y'all. I'm going to open the phone lines and you can come call me and talk to me, tell me what you think. So just some announcements in the meantime, some brief announcements so to make sure you know what's going on. We are going to our House of Assembly tomorrow. It's a group of Bahamians that have come together to make this happen. And so we're going to go to Rawson Square. And we are going to be there peacefully, and we're going to have a peaceful protest. You can join us at 10 o'clock. You can come straight to Rawson Square. If you have somewhere to park, just go straight to Rawson Square. It'll make it easier for us. But also, you can go on our key. Let me pull up a Google Earth, so we can actually show you exactly where on our key is best for you to go. Let me just pull up the map, so you can understand this and see this. Let's go to Awaki, and we're going to have shuttles that are going to be running from Awaki to Rawson Square. Okay, the shuttles are going to be running from Awaki to Rawson Square. All right, just pull this up for you quickly. All right, so one sec. Let's Google Earth. Come on, where are we? Let's Google Earth. All right. So let me just share the screen so y'all can see this. So let's find that spot in Awaki, just to show y'all where we're gonna be, so there's no mistaking it. So there is Awaki. So I mean, technically it's not Awaki, but okay, you know what we mean. So this is where you. Let me see. Where's the entrance for Awaki? Okay, so this is West Bay Street, and this is the entrance to Awaki right here. You know where you could enter here or enter here. So we're gonna be right in this area. See this area right here, and we're gonna be right here in this open space. You can park all along here. There's a lot of parking all along here, and the buses are gonna leave from here, right? The bus is gonna leave from here to go to Rawson Square. So this is the entrance. So this is West Bay. Right, so you pass here, it's just entrance to Awaki here. You know, they just have a gate up here somewhere sometimes, but you come right in here, and you can park in this area, in this general area, and we're gonna bus you right from this area right here, all the way to Rawson Square. All right, so just come in that area. So also for persons who are coming from the Family Island, if you need a lift, buses have also been hired for you. So you can, at 8 o'clock, the buses are going to leave. So we know some flights are landing 7. So the time as you get out, it'll be 8. Because you got to come out, land, get your luggage or whatever, or just come right out. But you'll wait in the bus until 8 o'clock, because some people are landing 7:30, some landing 7. Some landing 6:30 or whatever. So however you're landing, at 8 o'clock, the bus will leave the airport and then come to Rawson Square. Okay? And so that's how it's going to work. So 8 o'clock is going to leave. So this gives you the transportation that you need to get from the airport. We're looking for all Bahamians, and the sound of my voice to be there. If you're not there, like I said, when the consequences come, no crying. You understand? You just take it. Take time off from work. This is really important. Your country is under siege. The question is, what you're going to do? Call in now. If you have any questions about what's going to happen or anything, call in now. With anything I said, call in. It says the ocean looks beautiful, and yes, we have to defend that. You have to defend that. From a people who destroyed all of their trees to make gold in their country. They destroyed all of their trees. Destroyed it to make gold. At some point, someone should have said, some adult should have been in the country to say, hey, if we destroy all the trees, 1, we could be out of coal, and 2, we could be out of trees. And that's going to have an impact. And it's going to lead to mudslides and all this kind of stuff. And people started dying from mudslides because they didn't think about the consequences. Just like our people don't think about the consequences of selling out their souls by selling their business license for $300 to let these illegal immigrants come. That has a consequence. In the 1980s, I hope this isn't on silent. In the 1980s, okay, it's not. In the 1980s, oh, we missed the call. You can go right back. In the 1980s, Pinland accepted money in order to allow, and I didn't say allegedly, he accepted money to allow Joe Lida and these criminals who were with Pablo Escobar to use Norman's Key to smuggle their drug at the drug transition point. It had consequences. We didn't have crime in the 70s. But after the drugs started coming in, crime increased. Murder started to increase all of a sudden. People started to get hooked on drugs. We had Joneses for the first time. Homeless people. People started to get robbed and raped because people had to break in houses to get money to buy these drugs. And while they were there, they showed up. Oh, this woman looked good. I got her. They raped her while she was there, while they were there, and it had consequences that spiraled because one group of corrupt politicians wanted to make some money. It destroyed the nation and set us on a downward spiral. Now, their children, their grandchildren, we are paying for that. And so now these ones that are allowing these illegal immigrants to come and this transshipment to happen is not just illegal immigrants. It's coming with drugs and guns. Stay tuned. If we don't stand up now, it's all going to be lost. You can call back in. Wrong number. What is it? 804-4264 is the number. 804-4264 is the number. You can call in. Stop whatever you are doing and find your way to Rawson Square tomorrow. Find your way there. Go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You are live.
Good night, President Dane.
Good night.
It's my understanding that Haiti has two flags, and the flag they're flying now, that's representing the mulatto people, or I guess the white Haitians, because I think the other flag, that's the ones who beat Napoleon. And they're having probably an internal war because they don't want to share the wealth with the less fortunate. And they're glad for this illegal migration to come to the Bahamas. Now, Brave Davis instead, he's ruling the Bahamas just like how the elites are ruling Haiti. And once the Bahamas gets full, there'll be no work, and the organic Bahamian will have to migrate to America for work. You understand that, Mr. Bain?
Yes. Yes.
The PLP is destabilizing our economy, whether it's international pressure or where's their own doing, Mr. Bain.
Yes. And so I want you to understand, because people say, oh, these people just want a better life and this and that. Listen, there are 800,000 millionaires in Haiti. No one can refute that. There are millionaires in Haiti, 800,000. There are billionaires in Haiti. Billionaires with a B in Haiti. They can take care of their own affairs. I know this for a fact. I was there. I lived there. I can tell you that they are extremely wealthy people who are not affected by what's going on. And they are allowing their country to degrade to the state that it is in. And we can't allow them to turn our country into what their country is. We want to have the good ones who want to come here and work and make some honest money. But for right now, because of the emergency that is going on, we got to shut the door. We got to shut the door. If flies and butterflies are swarming into my door, I don't mind the butterflies, but if flies coming in the same time, I got to just shut the door. It's simple as that. Go ahead.
If anybody gone to sleep last night and wake up broke this morning, it's because of the PLP and FNM. The PLP dig this ditch, and the FNM was carrying the shovel.
Wow. Thank you, man. I appreciate your call.
Thank you as well. Good night.
All right. There's some people who are worried that supporting this effort may benefit me politically. Let me help you understand something. Supporting this effort will benefit the country. That's all we care about. This is not the best and the smartest political move. I'll be right with you. This is not the smartest political move, because there are some people who are not going to understand the fight, and they are voting bloc, and they won't like what we're doing and saying. But we got to stand up for country. If I got to choose between winning an election and letting our country be invaded, buddy, I fighting to stop the invasion. This ain't about election for us. If this is about election, we would have been in the Asian village secretly pandering to them just like Menace did and just like Brave did. This ain't about that. This is about saving our country for us and for the ones who came here legally. So if you think that you can stay home because you feel, this might benefit Lincoln if people come up there, listen, your mind is twisted. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good evening, Lincoln. I wonder if the Bahamian people notice anything. Immigration, Keith Bell in the news, he in Parliament running up his mouth. Mm-hmm. But you see any immigration on the road collecting these people?
No.
You see any immigration going Paradise Island yet? To collect those illegal immigrants, the Haitian, the Cuban, and whatever else they get over there and those others?
Nope.
And secondly, the PM is getting paid a salary. Yes. All his MPs are getting paid a salary, the lower house, the upper house, everybody, and kicks at every contract they give. So, them hogs in the house passed that bill, agreed with what the Prime Minister said, and he getting our carbon credits? Hell no. I can be out there tomorrow. I can be out there, but for strong. I wish my son could have come to Nassau, but he's on duty tomorrow in another island. But I don't see immigration doing squat.
No.
Listen, any time in the evening, you just look at 5, 6, 7 o'clock, you see the road loaded with all kind of foreigners.
Yep.
All time. Cubans, Filipino, guys. Oh, just check the hospital. Hondurans, you name it. They around here riding up our gas, what we got to put gas in. And not even that. We paying their salary, and they still don't want to give the Bahamians their own things. We are entitled to these rocks and keys. Hello?
Yep.
We are entitled to the resources of this island. Vaughn Miller must be dropped off the holiday. Because I hear him from last year.
Vaughn Miller gotta be dead.
No.
He can't be alive.
And he's be around here doing his little thing. Because he getting kicked back too. But you know something I was supposed to tell you? I was in a church service where Rodney Roberts told, he was in the Prime Minister yet, Brave Davis, and this was the 5 parties, and Vaughn Miller, that they were going to win their seats. But he said, if y'all don't do right by the Bahamian people, y'all will be kicked out like the other governments. And guess what? They can get kicked out because people are tired now. People have had it up to their necks. I telling you, PLP, FM, everybody tired. Because that 3,500 or 100,000, how much people get medical situation? How much people could purchase a home from that money? How much people, their own people, they throwing down a ditch because of greed?
Yep.
The whole house of and Glenna Santa Martin, my God, I was ashamed for her. That man exposed her to the D. She should have been arrested. I don't care how much good they do. They ain't doing no good because they're looking out for themselves. You can give the man a contract. Give the man any documents, any money. No, all of them must live good and pass around on they can't hail you and give you some stamps or give you a job. No, we want to live just like y'all. Why we can't live like y'all? And this our natural resources. This our country. Carbon credit, whatever it is, I want it because it belongs to me.
Yeah.
And my children, children. Wake up, Bahamas. Everybody should be out there. And from last year, we should have gone downtown and sit down on the ground and wait till they give us what we want and don't move. Let me tell you something. Argentina, all over the world, these people that fight for what they want.
Wow.
Why are people so scared, Bahamians? You can wait till you get blown up out your house or your house get burned out from these people, or they chop you with machete. Have a good night.
Good night. I see the phone was beeping. You can call us back, 804-4264. You know, say Brave Davis is Haitian. Well, he said that. You don't have to assume that he said that. I don't think no one will lie on themselves. But we got to stand up for this country. We need real Bahamians running this country. Real Bahamians running this country who are proud to be Bahamians. Finland is family of mine. His mother was a Ackland's Bane, and I am told that my grandfather and his mother were either first or second cousins. Finland. Yeah. So I don't know the full story because in this day and time, us young people, we ain't into who your family is, who your parents is. But one of my family members were bringing me up to date the other day because they know all this kind of stuff. I don't really pay much attention. But for where Finland started, where he left off, we're going to take it to where it needs to go. All right? We're going to take it to where it needs to go. And so we got to stand up, and we need everyone to be there. It's time to take a stand. It's time to take a stand, y'all. It's now or never. And I can go out there by myself, but see, it isn't the strong warrior. If me going out there and having a duel with any of the members of parliament, we'd win this just like that, because I'll deal with all of them. If me going out there and having a race or tug of war with any of them, I'll win it like nothing. But that ain't what this is about. We have to show them what we want. It's the numbers that's going to make it happen. We got 2 calls coming in one time. I'll take this one. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yeah, Lincoln, you know they're going to be set up for you, don't you?
Say again?
They're going to be set up for you. You're giving them that method of operation that they always do. Blocking your traffic, having you charged as the terrorists.
Listen, whatever they decide to do, they will pay for it in the end. This is an exercise of Brave Davis showing that he is for or against the Bahamian people. If they decide to block the Bahamian people going to our square to voice our rights and voice our opinion, when you're not blocking these illegal immigrants who going on these construction trucks and waking up 4 o'clock in the morning, and they ain't blocking them, they ain't arresting them, they ain't going to shanty down, they ain't stopping them from billing. This will be the opportunity for the whole Bahamas to see. It's one thing for someone to say, oh, Brave Davis, nice. It's easy to be nice with other people's money, because all that money he was giving away, that was other people's money. Not all, but he was giving away other people's money. It's easy to say something nice, but when the rubber hit the road and you really got to see whether it's about them and their corrupt pocket or the Bahamian people, that's when you can see if Brave Davis nice. Now, he didn't let the Bahamian people come to his office. He didn't let me come to the office to deliver a letter, which is my constitutional right. And trust me, the UN watching this. So we are going to the square, and again, like I said, we applied, so that's no issue. We applied for both squares, and so we're going to the People's Square in order to voice our opinions. All right, Ingram allowed people in the square. Christie allowed people to voice their opinion, to protest, like this is democracy. Minutes did, but if this is becoming a dictatorship, then the whole world will see. And that's where we'll be able to express certain rights. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, but because it's the anticipation of what they're getting ready to do, and that was going to make their moves more public. I get that. But it's like I want everybody to know, don't get upset because they do this, because that's what they're going to do. That's their method of operation all the time.
Man, listen. I can swear for Brave on this one. Brave Davis, they say is a nice man. Brave Davis ain't gonna interfere with Bahamian people. Come in. to the Bahamian Square. I don't think he would do that. I think Brave Davis could do that. You really think Brave Davis could do that?
Yep.
Man, you think Brave Davis would be such an evil despot that he would violate the rights of Bahamians while they're empowering the illegal immigrants? Listen, man, you are a mean person to say those negative things about Philip Brave Davis. Philip Brave Davis would never go against the Bahamian people. He is going to come out to that square and he is going to say, I am one of you. And I've always been there for you, and I will always be there for you. And I'm going to look out for you. That's what he's going to do.
Okay. All right. That's why I said it like that, because he already knows. It's
Dollar bet.
Public knowledge.
Dollar bet that Brave Davis is not going to interfere with the Bahamian people's constitutional right.
I might have to mail it to you.
You can mail it? Listen, man, you in the States, sound like you in the States. I got cash app, I got all them things. Dollar bet.
The reason I say it like that, because I want them to hear it, it's out here public now. We know their method of operation. And they also know what we expect if they do such a thing. That we're not blind, we're not naive, we're not anything. We prepare to go to battle in every aspect. You want to do that? We prepared for you. And that's the only reason I'm saying it like that.
Yeah. Let me tell you how Martin Luther King. Let me tell you how Martin Luther King forced the government's hand. He forced them to show who they really were. The U.S. government was out there like they were the world police, and they were good guys, the cowboy in the white hat, and they were saying that everyone else is evil and wrong. They said that Hitler's racist, but Martin Luther King started saying, "But you saying Hitler racist? But look at what y'all doing to us. We getting lynched too. Y'all killing us. Y'all beating us down." But they didn't want the world to see that. They wanted the world to see the good part. So what Martin Luther King would do is, the reason for his protest was to go out there and to let you see America attacking their own people. And it caused them to not have the moral high ground. And so they started to look bad because they were hosing and beating and sending dogs out on their own people. And eventually they had to stop. I said, oh, we look bad. We got to give them their civil rights because the whole world is watching this. And we want to be able to dictate to the rest of the world. So Martin Luther King wins. He was a genius. That's why he did what he did. The key is, let them see the real brave tomorrow. All right.
I just want to make that opinion. I just want to make that verbal so everybody can understand it, from the commissioner of police and everybody. We know what time it is. Do you know what time it is?
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your call.
Now let that sink in. Come on.
So, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to go there tomorrow. I saw a comment by someone. I'm going to look at some of your comments. I've been neglecting your comments for and taking preference over phone conversations recently. And I have 10 more minutes. Someone said Martin Luther King got killed by the government. When Martin Luther King was fighting for civil rights, they didn't kill him. They didn't touch him. They would look too bad if they did. Do you know when they killed Martin Luther King? When he changed his message and he started fighting for economic empowerment. Martin Luther King said, hey, we got swing. Now we can go to the same schools, but they put the good schools in the suburbs and they moved to the suburbs. And so we still can't go to school with them. And so we got swung. They said they ain't put you to the back of the airplane, but they could price you out of it because it's about economics. He's saying that he started changing his talks to more like Marcus Garvey, to that we need economic empowerment. And when he started talking about the money, talking about empowerment for the people, that's when they killed him. What I am talking about to the Bahamian people is financial empowerment, economic empowerment. That conversation is dangerous. That conversation is extremely dangerous. All right? That is extremely dangerous. That's extremely dangerous. So this is what happens if the police barricade. Listen, we go into the square. In fact, they can't barricade it. The bleachers is there. So we could be on them bleachers. All right? And we could be in the square. So there's some bleachers in Washington Square. So we'll be on the bleachers and we'll be in the square. All right? So don't hurt your head. The purpose of this exercise is to go out there in numbers. When you come in numbers, there's nothing that anyone can do. All right? So we're going out there in numbers. So we're looking forward to it. They need to know that we're serious. The difference with everyone else in Bahamians is that Bahamians have been cowards. You go to Bahamian and tell them, hey, you billing this containment for your garbage? Stop it. We're going to stop. Those illegal immigrants, tell them go home. We can break down all your houses. Man, they still billing. They still billing. They billing 2-story now. You don't talk with them. You talk as much as you want. You have to prove that to them. We got to stand up and we got to fight. And we got to take this. All right? Someone's, smart. Someone just bring an umbrella and hats because, it might be warm weather. I'd like to be out there in the sun. So we're going to have several speakers. A person going to speak, and we're going to open the mic to allow you to speak. Let the government hear you. Let the government hear your rights. Some of you tuned in since we played that video that talked about your rights at the Peaceful Assembly. But we're going to let you go back and watch this after we finish. We're going to let the government hear what you want. And by a show of numbers, not a show of force, but a show of numbers, that's going to tell the government they must do what they're told. And if you fill the 2 squares, they must do what they're told. I'm going to leave that right there. Let's fill the 2 squares. Bring as many people as we can, and let's stand up for what we believe in. I believe that Brave Davis is going to allow us to do what we have to do, and we won't have any problems. All right? Otherwise than that, we're in serious situation in this country. We're in a serious situation. Otherwise than that, that means that we have moved to a situation that is untenable, and we got to stand up. All right? And we got to get international community involved. But we can't allow our country to be turned into that other country. And finally, I'm going to play this for you one more time so you could get this. In any other country, they would have turned this place upside down when this was done. In any other country. The man took our carbon credits, took our sovereign wealth fund, and no one do nothing. For that alone, every Bahamian should be on the street. Because they say I was selling dreams, They said I was selling dreams, remember? That's what they said. Now they stealing it for them and theirs. Philip Brave Davis, the carbon credits is our business. Our sovereign wealth fund is our business. All right? So I think we're going to see a lot of Bahamians carry everyone campaign. I know. I think Bahamians are coming out tomorrow. A lot of people are saying that they're coming out. I think we've reached a boiling point. And again, if they don't, then give up your country. Give up your country. Some people are saying it's too late. No, it's not too late. There's more of us than there are of them, legally. So have no fear. Have no fear. One man and God is a majority. I can say this. The barbarians are at the gate. We are being invaded. The Philistines are at our borders. And they are taunting us. They are laughing at us. And they are taking what belongs to us. And the Philistines have a champion. And their champion is laughing at us and taunting us. And he is defending their interests. The Philistines have a champion. And his name is Philip Brave Davis. The illegal immigrants have a champion. And his name is Philip Brave Davis. They want the promised land. They want our land. But the chosen one, the chosen people have a champion. And I come in the spirit of David, willing to put my life on the line to save this country for the Bahamian people. But the difference in this story is there's a generation of Davids. There's not one David. It is not me. It is all of us. And we must stand together in the spirit of David and speak truth to power. And we must tell the Philistines that they are uncircumcised Philistines and that we are going to cut their heads off and feed them to the birds. We're going to cut their heads off with their own sword and feed them to the birds. I speak spiritually. Mamas, are you ready to defend this nation? I'm ready. I will be there. They're taking over. They're flying around their friends and family and lovers. They're letting the illegal immigrants invade us. We got to stand up. We're not standing up against anyone. We're standing up for us. Stand with me and defend this country. Speak truth to power. And don't be afraid. Well, they say Lincoln is bad. Lincoln is no good. They say Lincoln is baboon. Well, this is going to be a war of bad versus evil. But I'm going to stand up and tell the perfect people stand up. I am going to stand. All I ask you to do is stand with me. In democracy, all you have to do is show numbers. You don't have to say a word. Just show your numbers. You could stand up in that square and have a silent protest. Your presence is all it takes in international law. Your presence. Take time off from work. Come out. Take an early lunch break. Be there for 10 o'clock. Be on time. It's a show of force. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hello.
Hello.
Good night. How are you?
I am awesome. How you doing?
This is with the link up there.
Yes, it is. You're live.
Okay. This is Barbara Gibson from Crooked Island. Just want to say good luck, and I wish you a 110%.
Thank you, Barbara Gibson from Crooked Island. My daddy and my granddaddy is from Colonel Hill, Crooked Island.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much for calling all the way from there. We are going to stand up for Crooked Island and for all of the Bahamas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Good night. Okay.
Thank you.
God bless.
God bless you and Godspeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this evening. I just want you to say that now it's time the rubbers meet the road. No one wants to stand up for us. Members of parliament have come to the government and say, you got to do something. We need help. And it's gone on deaf ears because all this money that's being made. Members of parliament in the government have cried out and they will not listen to them. We have to do this for our children and our children's children. You see, Loftus Roker went to do his job to defend his country. Pinland told him, stop it. Leave them alone, because Pinland had made a deal with Edison Key and them to let the immigrants come in to go on the farm, which led to this. He told him, stop it. Edison Key gave a grim report of what was going to happen if this was allowed. Sorry, not Edison Key. Loftus Roker gave a grim report, and he spoke out and said what's going to happen years from now. And guess what? He was right. But you know what? He didn't fight for it. Pinland told him to sit down and shut up, and he did. He sat down and he shut up. He didn't fight. They say Brian McCartney spoke out, and he went and he started to do whatever. I saw him on the news the other day saying that he went to the prison for one of the illegal immigrants and all this story. Brian, when Ingram told you to sit down and shut up, you sat down and you shut up. You didn't do a thing. You did not stand up. You did not fight. This is why we are here. I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen, to stand up as Bahamians and fight. And they just last call. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good night, Lincoln. How are you?
I am awesome. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. I wonder if the Bahamian people notice how brave Davis is trying hard to be the hero for the Haitian people.
Yes.
He is trying his hardest to be a hero for the Haitian people. And the sad part about it is they are collecting monies from these people. The Haitians are not like Bahamians, whereas if we lose money because of certain things that's related to the government that, we'll probably just back out of it and call it a law. These people are aggressive people.
Yep.
And it's very dangerous. You can imagine collecting thousands and thousands of dollars, selling dreams and hopes of people who are very aggressive, who have no laws, who don't care about their own to judge the Bahamian people. Brave Davis is starting a very, very, very big problem in this Bahamas, and he does not care. He does not care. You know why? Because he's trying to move the focus away from the natural resources that you presented to Bahamians, so he feel like he will have the control over those resources forever. But Brave Davis will get a rude awakening. He will get a rude awakening because once the Haitian community is strong enough to stand on their own, they will remove him.
Yeah.
He thinks that these people will be loyal to him. They ain't even loyal to themselves.
They killed the man who set them free. They chopped him up. The man who freed them and gave them independence, they chopped him up.
This man he is really putting Bahamians at a huge risk in this country. And if we don't stand up, if we don't fight to keep our sovereignty, to keep our piece of heaven that God gave us, we are going to lose everything.
Wow.
Bahamians need to wake up, or else we will be finished. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Thank you. These illegal immigrants take a chance and go on that water and risk their lives to come here and take what is ours. We, Bahamians, are afraid to risk a job, to risk a day's pay, to defend what is ours. Who do you think is going to win? Good afternoon, you're live.
Hi, Mr. Bean, how are you?
I'm good, how you doing?
Very well, thank God, all is well. Yes, I applaud and commend the job that you're doing. And
thank you.
It's in line with what Lynn said, that if the citizens of the Bahamas are not prepared to fight for a country, they don't deserve to have it. That is something very serious to think about. It is something that every person who has a stake in the country should be willing to stand up for the best interest of the organic citizen. Now, with that being said, I was listening to the lady, a comment that she said, describe Haitians as aggressive. I want to understand, what does that mean? Aggressive in what sense?
I can't speak for what she meant for that, but I can tell you that Haitians are willing to fight for what they want. That's their culture. They have a different culture from us. Our culture is we like to row, we talk loud, and we like to row, we like to debate. That's Bahamian culture. And you can't get away from that. We like to debate about certain things, religion, politics, junkanoo, sports. That's what we debate about. That's our culture. But we like to sit back and not take risks.
Right.
And that is why we are always taken advantage of. You see?
Right.
And so their culture is they will fight for what they want. They will pretend to be peaceful and calm at first until they get an advantage. Once they get that advantage, they will deal with you.
Okay. I mean, the reason why I asked that, right, is because I am of Haitian descendant, right?
You are
from growing up here in the 70s, I can only speak for what I have observed in household and within my family. Now, when I think about the word aggressive, aggressive could mean somebody who is violent, who's quick to act out in violence. It also could mean somebody who's a go-getter, that no matter what obstacles is in their way, they're going to press hard for it, and because their mind is fixed on what it is that they want, they go hard at it, and that's what they aim for, and that's what they achieve. They won't stop until they achieve it. And then, as it relates to Haitians being here in the Bahamas, and the description of aggressive, for me, it paints the picture in my mind that it's saying that, like how we used to have the gang culture and violence sort of the gang culture.
Yes.
That it paints the picture in my mind that this is the way it's being conveyed, that Haitians would be that way here in the Bahamas. Now, from the time I've been growing up, I can recall a time where there has been groupings of persons who are Haitian or of Haitian descendants alone oppose a major threat to the citizenry of the country, where they perpetrate violence, they perpetrate robbery, they perpetrate a lot of crime, and just be evil against citizens and residents in the country. So I'm trying to understand if the...
Right, I'll tell you this. I was a police officer, and I can tell you a lot of the young men who were part of the gang culture were of Haitian descent. There were Bahamians also, but they are a problem, all right? But there were a lot that were of Haitian descent. You looked at a lot of murders for years now, and you see a lot of people got locked up or murdered. You would see some of them of Haitian descent. And so that was always a part of the culture. The gang culture recently, there's been a war brewing with Haitians against Bahamians, or people who consider themselves of Haitian descent against Bahamians. And so this has been happening. Now, hold on, one more thing. There are different types of Haitians, just like there are different types of Bahamians. You can't say one thing for all people, all right? The majority of Haitians that came here initially, when we were young, they were from the north of Haiti. They were like our Family Island people. So when I was growing up, the Family Islands, you could leave your door open. If you was walking on the road, someone see you walking, they will pick you up. You don't even have to put your thumb out and hit your ride. They'll pick you up. People will be nice to you. They'll help each other out. That's the Family Island people. When Nassau people started going to the Family Islands, the first one was Exuma, I think, when they was building the Four Seasons. Nassau people started going there to work. All of a sudden, there was house break-ins and you had to lock your door, etc., etc. Nassau people had a different culture. That's not all of Nassau people, because I'm one of them. But there were some bad guys from Nassau that you didn't want on your Family Islands. And they were the ones that going there and causing problems. The same situation is with Haiti. Now we have the Port-au-Prince crew coming that is mixed up in all this gang war. The Port-au-Prince crew is coming to Nassau, and these are criminals. Not all of them. There are some pharmacists and nurses and regular people, teachers coming on these boats too. But there are some criminals who are now flooding in also. And this is where a lot of the problem is. The flies and the butterflies are coming in the door. We need to close the door.
Yes, I understand that. So basically, see how you describe this just now, right? That's perfect. But to use a broad brush and say Haitian, myself being of Haitian descendant, I cannot describe myself as a person of violence, because that's not what I was accustomed to growing up in the country, right?
Yeah.
And even more so now, because
I don't mean you're talking about you, like people like you who grew up here. All right. They're talking.
That's exactly so.
They're talking about the persons who are coming. That's what the fear is. The persons who are coming. There's a certain culture that is coming. Have you ever been to Haiti?
Yeah, I spent a month there.
And where, in northern Haiti or in Port-au-Prince?
It was between Port-au-Prince and Lacroix.
So you spent time in the north, all right? Listen, the north is a different story than the city, all right? Sitsoule, Port-au-Prince, Delmar, etc. The north is like our Family Islands, all right? It's nice, calm, peaceful, different type of people, different atmosphere than the city. The city is a monstrosity. Let me help persons who are watching this. I was going to end, but let me help persons watching this understand how Haiti works, all right? The reason for the gang wars right now, people think it's just the gangs kicking up. No. Every time there's an election coming up, this starts to happen. Every single time. I was there the last time when they were about to have it right after the elections, where Sweet Mickey took over. Then there was he was going to be replaced after that. There was an election coming up. Every time an election is coming up, the gangs on the street jockey for power. They control the neighborhoods. They control certain areas. And because a certain gang controls your area, the psychology is that you have to vote along with that gang controlling your area. That is why they go in and they have gang wars, and the gangs try to take over certain communities. And that's what this war is about. That's the culture. All right. We have a similar culture, but not as violent. Like the PLP and FLM would go into the community, find the bad boys or find the influencers, and they would give them some money and send them in the community and let them control the street people. All right. And then they get that support. And so that's what we do here in this culture. All right. We do it too, but not to that bad extent. We ain't going killing nobody. We do it to make some money. You'll have the bad boys walking around, like soft boys, sucking up to the politician. Oh, this is the boss. I'm with the boss. It's daddy. They start calling him daddy, and sucking up to these politicians because they're making some money. And so that's our culture. And our culture is, if the politician give us a couple of dollars, which is our money anyway, we feel we have to vote for him. So the same way how we feel we have to vote because the politician give us that $200, they feel they have to vote because the gang took over that community. You see? And so before elections, The oligarchs send the gangs in to control the different community. They give them guns and money because these people ain't got no money. They give them guns and money, etc., to go control the neighborhood so the oligarchs could get who they want to be president, prime minister, etc. And that's all this is happening. It's mostly over that. You understand? And so that's really what's happening in Haiti right now. And so Philip Brave Davis doesn't understand Haiti. He's having all these conversations and all this talk, but he's going to go down there and speak to the gang leaders. The gang leaders are following instructions from the oligarchs, the billionaires. All right, the billionaires who live there, and they are making this happen, and they don't care. This is just a part of it. You know, this is like a part of the culture. Now it got more extreme this time. I was there at one point. I was doing business, and I had to leave because they started kidnapping people, and I saw people killed. I saw people being burnt in the streets. All right, I had to get out. What I saw, I don't want the Bahamas to turn into that, and that's why I'm fighting, and I'm willing to be arrested, killed, whatever you want. I can take it because I am not leaving my children and your children to have to go up against that. And so this is the final thing I want to say. The gang leaders now have carte blanche by the Minister of Immigration. He has said it to them. If you are under threat by another gang, if you're under threat by a gang, the gang leaders can come and say, "Our gang won't kill me. I come into the Bahamas." And they get asylum, although they're not calling it that. You see where the problem comes in? And so these fellas with all this guns and drug money can come here and start buying up our land, influencing the neighborhood, influencing the streets. They could take over from our Bahamian gangs, like the war, what's happening in Turks and Caicos right now. And when you see that war kicks in, they can outnumber and outgun our police. Don't take this off. You, as a Haitian Bahamian, need to be on that protest tomorrow.
Yeah, can I make one more point before you close?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree completely with you saying. I understand all of that you're saying. And, you know, I am in solidarity with this fight because I don't like what I see. I don't like what's going on here, nor in Haiti. But I just want to say, I caught the show late, so you know your description of what you just laid out, I like it a whole lot because you made a distinction. So based on that distinction that you made, this is the distinction that persons have to keep in mind and not use a broad brush and say Haitians, because there are thousands of people, Haitian Bahamians like myself, who grew up in the 70s. We're still living here. We haven't committed crimes. We haven't committed crimes against the country.
Let me tell you something. I was born on the hill opposite Big Boys and Robinson Road. You know that hill right there by Molly Street? I was born on that hill. Do you know who's living on that hill? Haitians. I was born surrounded by Haitians. All right? Our family was Bahamians. I think it was one other Bahamian family, and then there was Haitians. All right? I was born around Haitians. I moved to Peardale in Angliston, and my neighbors were Haitians. The Willie family, you know, Paul, Willie, and all these people. That beautiful sisters, Paul, Willie, them had. Beautiful. I mean, dark and lovely. They personify that. And I thought it was my brothers and sisters. All right? Because they was my first memories with them. I don't hate people. All right? I see them as good people. They live here. They've contributed to society. They've done well. Some of them were police officers. They've done well in the society. And I see them as good Bahamians. All right? Now, there's people like Ruby Georges, these other evil people who are making money out of these immigrants, who are trying to spread this notion that I don't like Haitians or that I'm against Haitians. I love all people. And I have assisted Haitians in many different ways. And I don't brag about the things I do, because you're not supposed to do that. All right? I've assisted all people that need help. That's what I do. In my lifetime, I've given away millions of dollars. All right? I've given up my time. That is what I do. I don't brag, so people don't know a lot of what I have done, because I ain't gonna talk. would I have done? Now, these people have benefited from it, and so they're setting a false notion. We have a problem against illegal immigration. We have a problem against corruption and corrupt people like Luby Georges and them. We have a problem with that. And that is what we are fighting for. Close our doors. If there's a gang fight going on in your neighborhood, your mommy can tell you, come inside of the yard, and she can get you inside, and she can close the door, right? Because she ain't want no one running inside with no rock or trying to escape nothing. We got to protect our country, bro.
I agree. I don't stand against that.
Charity begins at home, and I expect all of the Haitian people who are here legally to stand with us to protect this country. I expect all of the Americans, Europeans, Chinese who are here legally to stand with us to protect this nation from invasion. These crooked, corrupt politicians are making money from this. And that is why it is happening. The same way they was making money in the 80s by destroying this country with the drug trade and pretending it ain't going on. The same way. That's what's happening right now. But thank you for your call, man.
All right. Have a blessed night.
All right. See you later. I don't hate anybody. I don't have time to hate nobody. All right? Now, they're going to misunderstand and they're going to spread whatever they want to spread. I don't hate nobody. But if you lying here illegally and you trying to take what's mine, I got a problem with you. I could hate you. Don't come here illegally. Go home. And it's the last thing I can say to you, Philip Brave Davis. Haiti has an opening for prime minister. If you want to help them so bad, go be their prime minister. Go help them. Step down and go over there. They could use your help. If you could allow this nonsense to continue. Do you think we don't see that the Defense Force boats ain't catching these Asian boats coming in? You think we don't see that? You think we're stupid? That only the Turks and Caicos ships catching them and only the U.S. Coast Guard catching them? But somehow they getting straight all the way through our waters. With all the satellite technology, they got satellites that can see everything that's happening in real time. It don't even cost much. Our country could spend $9-10 million, maybe 11, and have a satellite, and of course it's monthly cost, have a satellite watching our borders so you could see anyone who is coming in and out. Right now. We could pay for that. Forget about radar and all that other stuff. Right now, we can pay for that. They don't want that. They want the drugs and the guns and the people smuggling. That's what they want. Bahamas, they making money while you suffering. They making money off this while the hospitals can be full. And let me tell you something. Brave Davis is going to build a hospital. But look who getting the contracts. That is, they're going to start doing some stuff right before election. All right, so they could seem like they perform. They want to do that to swing you. Because they say you can forget everything in the first 2 years. So in the last 2 years or so, they're going to start building some stuff. So they can say, see what we did? And they can start, listen, if y'all come around us bragging with road y'all pave, y'all ain't serious. This ain't the flicking 60s. Just so y'all understand that. Because it galls me when I see politicians bragging about paving road. That's your job. We paying you well. When you build a hospital, I don't want to see you come bragging, but you build a hospital. And I don't want to see no drug dealer get the contract. Y'all stay tuned, yeah? They're planning on building a hospital on a busy road. So when you're trying to get to the hospital, it can be traffic at all times, and you maybe sometimes die before you get to the hospital. But yeah, they plan on building a hospital. Just like Minas did, the plans came from Minas. And they continue in because the FNPLP is one. But watch who get the contracts. You all wake up. Wake up. Wake up. I don't want to hear nobody bragging when they build a hospital. That's your job. You all should have built more hospital around here. But let me tell you who will build our hospitals. Last thing I promise. Moving forward in the New Bahamas, when you land in this country illegally, since you come for work, your punishment is going to be 3 to 5 years of hard labor. We ain't just spending no money to send you back. 3 to 5 years of hard labor. And you are going to grow our food, and you are going to build our hospitals and our prisons and our government buildings for free. You land here illegally, you go work for free. Hard labor. You ain't going back home right now. Take it or leave it. Or you can just come the right way. Simple. The choice is yours. But you, since you want to come here and farm, you can farm. But when you land here legally, you can work for free. You can build our hospitals. Yeah, you can do construction. You can do that for free. Hard labor. You have time to play with this. These people have been joking all this time. Aiming, suffering. Y'all gonna build the New Bahamas. Y'all gonna build it. And Haiti is gonna pay to repatriate y'all. Haiti will pay for that. Watch and see. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we take a stand. Stand up, Bahamians. Drop everything you're doing and stand up this one time with me and watch the miracle. Stand up this one time. Stand up in front of the Philistines. Stand up in front of Goliath. Stand up. Stand with me. No matter what it takes. Because they willing to brave shark-infested waters to come here to take what's ours. What you willing to do to keep what's ours? You willing to give up one day of work? Are you willing? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to sacrifice one day of class? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to sacrifice? Give me one day. And let's begin the transformation of this nation. Again, this ain't about me. It's about our country. That's it. And that's all. Don't come by yourself. Invite some persons. And if you just tuned in, we're going to Russell Square tomorrow. Be there for 10 a.m. Come what may. This is Brave David's chance to show the Bahamian people how much he loved them. As simple as that. Either he can show he loves us or he hates us. And at least the whole Bahamas and the whole world will be able to see. All right? And so we're going to come out tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can go straight to Russell Square. You can find parking and go straight there if you want to. Or you can go to Awaki. I already showed it. Go back and watch the video if you want to see it. Park on Awaki. And you can, we're going to have 2 shuttle buses moving back and forth. If you're coming from the Family Island, a shuttle bus is going to leave at 8 o'clock in the morning. And so you can call 804-4264 for more information. But the bus will be parked there. I think they have a poster or something on it. You can know that's the bus. It'll be parked there. All right. So I'll call 804-4264 if you want to liaison or make sure you get there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the fight that Lord Roca warned us about. The art of war says the best way to win a war is to not have to fight. If we nip this in the bud now, we don't have to fight. But if we let this go another day longer, we're going to have a war on our hands. Let's stand up now. Stand up with some courageous men and women. I want you to see who comes out there and stands with you. When election comes, we don't hear from nobody else. See who comes out there and stands up. If they ain't there, they ain't in this country. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. Let's stand up and make this happen. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, as I always leave you, I'm going to leave you with a word from some very intelligent people with some very good advice that I hope you listen to. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be out there at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to say what thus said the Lord. I hope to see you out there. See you in the morning.
You know, a lot of people wonder how Dubai became a very big, famous, and rich city.
You see, if you're comparing with Nigeria, listen to this. Nigeria has oil before than Dubai. It's a history. They are more rich than us. They have agriculture, they have mining, they have everything, you name it, they have it. Am I right or wrong? When you have a true leadership, which we have nothing, but we have everything because we have the right leadership. That's the only thing you need, a right leader for your country, not corruption. That's what brings your country at the top. You don't need anything. We want water, we don't have agriculture, we don't have mining.
That's quite interesting.
And that's Sheikh Mohammed. Number one, he doesn't know number two, he needs only number one. He says, I don't know, there's no number two in my book. Only number one.
I hear he doesn't ride in a convoy.
I don't know how you did this in 50 years. You look at history. Who does this? Show me anybody else that has done this in 50 years. I'm waiting. Show them to me. This wasn't done by money. Money doesn't produce visions. Visions produce money. You've had leadership over here that were visionaries, great visionaries, and their vision was more about the people than the money, because you can't accomplish this in 50 years without loving your people first, because the people are the ones that's benefiting from this. Look at your health care, look at your road system, look at your highway system, look at your airports. Who does this in 50 years? But who benefits? You're going to care about those people. It's something to be learned about what's been done over here that could be duplicated in the world, because there's people with this much money. You just don't have people with this much love for their people. I don't know how.
12 hours from now, we stand up for our Bahamas. We declare war on corruption. We declare war on this invasion. 12 hours from now, change ain't coming, change is here. See you in 12 hours.